I'm here with one of the legends of the game of chess, Geurt Gijssen. Hello, Geurt.
Hello.
It's a pleasure to have you here. Could you tell our viewers some of the world championships and matches that you have been a part of as a chief arbiter? Yes.
This is correct. Yes.
So could you tell us which was the first big one?
My first one was Kasparov Karpov in Sevilla, 1987.
Okay.
The next one again, Kasparov Karpov, first part in New York, second part in Lyon. And this was not the end of the matches Kasparov Karpov, because in 2003 suddenly there was a kind of memory match between these two guys in Valencia. And even of this tournament I was also the chief arbiter.
Wow.
But okay, back to the World Championships. 1990 I mentioned already. Then I was involved in 1993 in the match Timman-Karpov, because I couldn't be the chief arbiter, but I was the organizer of the Dutch part of this match. You know, the second part was in Jakarta.
Okay.
Now, 1993. We go to 1996. We had the match Karpov against Kamsky.
Wow.
In Elista. You remember?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Go on. 1997, FIDE decided to make it bigger and bigger. And then we had this, not a real tour. Well, it was a real championship, but the final was, remember, Karpov against Anand.
Yes. Where Anand had to qualify.
Anand had to qualify. About 3 weeks he was almost struggling every day. Then 1 week of rest, and then he has to play against a very relaxed Anatoly Karpov. And still, he made 3-3.
It was this famous Trompowsky game, right, in the last one.
And then, okay, in the rapid games, it was decided. Okay, we go on. I make now a big step. And I say toilet gate, then you know what I mean.
Oh, 2006.
2006, Kramnik Topalov. And these were the World Championship matches I did. I was also involved in some other ones. For instance, in Anand Shirov, I was chairman of the appeals committee.
This was the 2000 New Delhi Tehran.
New Delhi was the first part, and then we went to Tehran for the match between Shirov and Anand.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah, and okay, I was also involved in several W-key matches for women. For instance, I remember one in Elista, I think it was 2004. Jurko Petri shared third and fourth place, I remember well. I think the final was between Stefanova and a Russian girl, I forgot the name. But I remember also, a little anecdote, that the husband of, what was the girl from India who played?
Humpy, was it? Humpy?
Family name?
Koneru Humpy?
Yeah. Humpy, yeah. But her father tried to get her formal that she was third. And I didn't give it because she was not third. Okay, I'm ready to say she played semi-final, but you cannot say in such a match that one is third. Only in case you make a match between these two girls, right. But it wasn't.
Right.
This regarding World Championship matches.
Wow, that's brilliant. You know, I got to know about you from your Chess Cafe articles. Was it called the Arbiters Notebook?
Arbiters Notebook, yes.
And they were so interesting, many of them. And I mean, your contribution to chess has been immense. how do you see overall and you were like the chairman of the FIDE Rules Commission as well for several years.
For 20 years,
For 20
to be
years.
very precise.
And how do you see right now things shaping up in the world of chess? Are you happy with how things are?
Let me say, I'm not unhappy, but I think you have to take care that you have to follow one of the recommendations of the introduction of the chess rules. And it's written, too detailed rules are not good. And I'm a little bit afraid that the Rules Commission, from time to time, too detailed is in the rules.
So you mean to say that every situation should be dealt with during that period, yes?
Yeah, not only the rules of chess, but also, let us say, the rules for pairings, for instance. If you have a big tournament and you play nine rounds, okay, then you make pairings, and it is too detailed, and I don't like it. But in general, I must say they did a good job, still. And a good thing is also that not only Europe is involved, because there were too many, let's say in my time, this 2014, 15, I think that the role of the European countries, federations, or what to say, was too big. And I'm really happy that many Asian countries have a big say in all the commissions of FIDE. The same applies also to Africa. This is very good.
It's inclusive now.
It is more, let us say, general, more mondial. And this is a good thing.
And overall, you are here at the Levitov Chess Week. You met so many of your friends. In fact, I saw when you entered the playing hall,
yes,
all the players
you saw it.
were so warm. Levon was there, Boris came, Boris' girlfriend. There was also.
But to be honest, they're all friends of me.
Right.
And still, with some of them, I have still contacts. For instance, Lubojevic. We call, I kind of say every month, but from time to time I have a connection with them. And then Hort, for instance, he visits me quite regularly. And then, okay, so I have some Gelfand. For sure, he remembers my birthday, and I remember always his birthday. By the way, 24th of June is Gelfand, then you know.
Yes, and everyone was very surprised at how sharp you were. You knew so much that was going on. So do you keep yourself updated with what's happening in the world of chess?
I follow everything still.
And how do you do that? Like, do you go on the internet and check it?
Internet, yeah.
And what are some of your favorite resources to find chess news?
YouTube is, for instance, very good thing to follow. And ChessBase is also not bad. ChessBase, ChessBase has more things about the stories, let's say, before the Second War and World War, and I like this. I like also the history of chess. For instance, books about the German tournaments, let's say from 1880 until 1925. They're very interesting. Taras, for instance, is my favorite.
How strong were you as a chess player when you?
Not so strong.
But you were an IM? Or?
No, not at all. I was a teacher.
You were a teacher?
Teacher. And by chance I became an arbiter. And again, by chance, I became an international arbiter. I didn't have any aim to be an arbiter, but you know, in my city, okay, this is a nice story, by the way. Okay, we had a Catholic school, and that priest. And there was a priest who was a very strong player. And okay, he had a club in his school, and he had fun to create a champion of Holland. Of course, one of his pupils should be. And then he spoke with federation. Said, I have an idea to have a championship under 16, 14, 12, finally until under 10. And okay, I was teacher, and he organized it always in the holidays, in the school holidays. And I was, okay, organizer also of my chess club. Then he asked me to be arbiter in this youth tournament. This was my first experience, under 10. And okay, the next year, it became professional because he found a sponsor, a big sponsor. And then, of course, not me. The international arbiter became. And then he asked me to be his deputy. Okay. And then step by step, this chief arbiter was also chief arbiter in the Open Dutch, also in the holidays. And he asked me, we had good connection, will you be my assistant? And so step by step, I followed him.
Wow.
And then it was a funny thing. In 1978, there was a blind person played in our tournament. And he couldn't see me, but he heard something about me. And then he said, I have to organize in 1980 the chess Olympiad for blind people.
Oh my God.
Will you be the chief arbiter? I said, sorry, but to be a chief arbiter, I have to be international arbiter. And then he was thinking, probably we can help each other. And then, of course, my arbitership in Open Dutch was already good for one arbiter. At that time, to be international arbiter was so easy. If you were chief arbiter in 4 international tournaments, then you could ask for the title of international arbiter, provided there were no incidents. Okay, and then the Chess Federation was very helpful that I got to, I think, 2 tournaments as an arbiter. And then 1979 I was international arbiter.
Wow.
And then, okay, in 1980 it was my really first big tournament as arbiter, the blindfold Olympiad in Holland.
Wow. You know, there are many arbiters.
Sorry?
There are many people who make a living being an arbiter. Like, you know, they become an arbiter.
Okay.
But what you have done is you've contributed to the literature of arbitership. You have educated others. So where did that passion for so much learning, so much of spreading of knowledge?
Yeah, you know, I was a teacher. I was a mathematics teacher. And in 1983, there was a point. Okay, I had some problems, family problems. My mother passed away. Many things, and our school got a new director, and all the people, he didn't like them, and I had the chance to leave my job and to go in pension. And then, you know, it's curious. Okay, again, a funny story. With my wife, I was twice in Bulgaria in holidays on our bicycles. We crossed Bulgaria with a little tent, and okay. And in 1983, there was a European Team Championship in Plovdiv. And that time I was also member of the Dutch Federation Board. And the guy who was normally the captain of the Dutch team couldn't go to Plovdiv. And then, okay, there was this discussion in the meeting, and then the chairman said, "But you and your wife, you were in Bulgaria." I said, "Yes." "Ah, this tournament is in Bulgaria, then you should go as captain of the team."
Oh, yep.
Okay, this was, okay, keep in mind. By the way, the players were very happy with me, and still, okay, it was okay. But we had in Holland the very famous Interpolis tournament. You remember?
Yes.
Okay. And the guy who organized this tournament came also to Plovdiv. And an arbiter, who was before arbiter in Interpolis, had some problems with the organizers. And they came to Plovdiv to find some place for the next tournament. And they went to Jan Timman and asked him, "Do you know a person who could be the arbiter in our tournament? Because blah, 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 blah." And then Timman said, "Probably." Okay, in 1993 I was chief arbiter, co-chief arbiter, I must say, in Interpolis, and until the end, 1994.
Amazing.
And those step by step, yeah.
Brilliant.
I remember, okay, this is the last story. 1987, I was arbiter in a zonal tournament for women. And suddenly I got a phone call from Campomanes. "Geurt, do you speak Spanish?" "No, I don't." "Start to learn Spanish because you are a chief arbiter in the match Kasparov and Karpov."
Wow.
And the only thing was, okay, yeah, how to explain this? Okay, I was also in the Olympiads, not as captain of the team, because then the guy was again captain, but people wanted me to go also to Thessaloniki. And in Thessaloniki, I discovered that there was something wrong in the order of teams. You know, the teams are in order of the average of the ratings. And what was the case? The guy who made this, he was only looking to ratings, counted the average, and then you have the order of teams. But there were some women teams who had an international arbiter, a man, as captain. And also the rating of this captain was written. And I discovered this. And I went to Campomanes and told him, "Listen, this has happened." And then he asked me, "Can you correct this?" I said, "Of course." "How much time do you need?" Okay, half an hour. Because I had only to change the rating average if there was a captain's rating.
Right.
And then he asked me, "Can you make the rating? Can you make the pairing of the first round?" I said, "Yes, I can," because it was very easy. 100 teams, 1 against 51, 2 against the first round is so easy. And okay, then he wrote, and I made the pairings. And then after the 5th round, there were a lot of complaints about the pairings. And then he came again to me, "Can you make the pairings?" So, of course, but I have to know exactly all the dates of the previous rounds. How much time you need? 24 hours. But I need an assistant because I cannot do it alone. Then he asked me, "You have somebody in mind?" I said, "Yes, I have. Abundo." And Abundo and I were working the whole night to check all the protocols and all. From that moment on,
Such wonderful memories.
I made the pairings with some people, also with people of the Olympiad. Okay, 1986. I was nominated to be in Dubai, but my wife was pregnant, and then I decided to go. And in 1990, I couldn't go because I was at that time in New York for the match. And then in 1996, I made the pairings also in what was it?
90.
Armenia, Armenia was it. And then 1998, I became chief arbiter in the next Olympiad in Irissa.
Wow.
And I made 4 Olympiads as well.
And you also have a very huge book collection, right? You have more than 10,000 books?
No.
No?
About 9,000.
Oh, 9,000.
And many documents I have, of course.
What would be the most your favorite out of that? Is there any that you think is something very precious?
No, it's hard to say. You're talking about books or?
Any memorabilia, like some document, something which.
Oh, for instance, I'm very happy. Okay, probably. No, I have to hesitate. This is too difficult for me. Probably also everything what happened in the match Kasparov Karpov 1987. All the letters I still have.
Wow.
A very nice letter from Kasparov. Most of the letters are in copy, but still it's very interesting.
Wow.
I think also for the history.
Yes.
And the bulletin was very nice. But one of the most beautiful bulletins I've ever seen. Yes, in 1987, very good memories, and also everything around this tournament, this match.
Brilliant. And finally, I want to ask you if there are any advice you want to give to young arbiters, who are growing up and taking chess to be their passion, their career. What would it be?
Okay, let me say something. You should be modest, because if you are in the lamplights, it's not good. Modest is very important, but you should know everything against the rules, about the rules, because it's very important. But I think to be modest is probably in the lamplights. This is for me the most important thing, and you have to be a diplomat. You shouldn't be angry. At least you shouldn't show it. Act in a normal way, in a normal discussion, not with a loud voice. If you have to tell something, don't be angry. You shouldn't be angry, because you're simply a policeman. This you have to keep in mind. These are the most important things. But modest is also important. It doesn't mean you have to be shy,
Yes.
but modest.
Well, Geert, thank you so much for your time and this wonderful conversation.
I'm afraid it's more than 5 minutes. Huh?
It is, but I hope you had a good time.
How much is it?
It has been 25 minutes.
My God. This is not recorded, huh?
No, now I will stop it.